So I think we can start now. So hello everyone and welcome to our first webinar, Europe's Heartbeat, NRW as your gateway to the German market and startup scene. My name is Dominik Stute. I'm responsible for the field of innovation, industry and international networks at the Chamber of Industry and Commerce in Dortmund. I'm one of the main organizers of the Startup Germany tour, and I'm really happy to welcome so many people from so many different countries here as our audience. On the one hand, we would like to introduce you with our tour and with our tour to one of our most dynamic and attractive business locations in Germany, North Rhine-Westphalia. And on the other hand, we want to prepare you for successful engagement here in Germany. And for this, we offer you an exciting webinar program with 10 different topics over the next few weeks. And later on, I will put the link to the complete program in the chat afterwards. So some words about the Startup Germany tour. It's organized by the Chambers of Industry and Commerce and NRW with the special commitment of the chambers from the Ruhr area in Düsseldorf. And the tour is supported by a lot of important partners. I would like to mention the Ministry of Economic Affairs, Industry, Climate Action and Energy of the state of North Rhine-Westphalia, NRW Global Business, who is also the host today, NRW Bank and Ernst & Young, who all give us great support and who can be also important contacts for you as well. But back to us as Chambers briefly. As Chambers in NRW, we are your central contact point for many topics with which you can start your business in NRW. And at the same time, we are a bridge to other institutions. And to give you a brief overview about what we do, I have prepared one single slide for you. So give me a second to share my screen again. So you already, so I just want to point out two important things we can do for you as international startups, international corporates, and so on. So one important point is the individual consultation. So if you need any advices about how to set up a company in Germany, NRW, about how to find financing partners, how to get funding, or even if you want to know something about customs formalities, about foreign trade legislation. So we as the chambers, 16 chambers we have in NRW, we are your point of contact and we can help you. And maybe even a little bit more important, we give you access to our networks. And our networks is very, very broad. We have 1.2 million member companies in total as 16 chambers in NRW. We can connect you, and I see a mistake here. We are the connection to the German chambers abroad. So we have in Germany chambers abroad in 94 different countries who are our bridge to international markets and who can be your contacts as well. And we have an intensive cooperation with nearly all partners of our startup ecosystem and NRW, accelerators, investors, and so on. So this is our job here. And this is what I want to show you here in the beginning. But now let's start with our topic and with what is all about today. And for this, I want to hand over to our moderator today and to your host, Florian Schnitzler. Florian is head of startup and scale-up unit at NRW Global Business. You can see his screen, you can see him. So thank you for being such a great partner, Florian. And the floor for the rest of the webinar is yours.
Thank you, Dominic. Thank you for having me. Hello, everybody. I will be your host today regarding the webinar Europe's Heartbeat, NRW as your gateway to the German market and the startup scene. Let me just share the agenda with you. I would like to have some interactivity, even if we are remote. I prepared like NRW quiz just to see how much or less you know about our region of North Rhine-Westphalia. I will present, of course, our agency, the NRW Global Business Agency, and then we're gonna jump into the topic with the startup ecosystem of the region. I have 3 guests today to help me on that. I'm gonna disclose their names a little bit later, and I will close the presentation with the topic Startup Welcome Package, which is a grant that we offer, or what we'll be offering to international startup in the next few months. It seems that the chat function does not work for you guys, just regarding the startup tour and the startup quiz. So use the question and answer, or the Fragen und Antwort function of the Zoom, because otherwise there won't be any interactivity. It's going to be sad for the quiz. Well, let's start with the first questions. Do you know how many inhabitants does NRW have? Is it 30 million, 22 million, 18 millions, or 28 millions people? Do you have any idea on that? Any clue? Just use the question and answer function of Zoom. I already saw that somebody wrote something that doesn't. Okay. James, you said 18 million, has 18 million, 22 million. We have some guesses. All right. Well, it's 18 million, actually. We are the most dense region of all Germany. If we compare ourselves to Bavaria or Baden-Württemberg, which are on places 2 and 3, we are the most densest region, as I said. So basically, as an international startup, you can say that you have access to 18 potential million customers in the region, which could be interesting to boost your business, I guess. Second question, what is the capital city of North Rhine-Westphalia? Is it Berlin? Is it Bonn? Is it Düsseldorf? Or is it Cologne? Do you have any idea on that? It won't be so difficult, I guess. I'm just waiting for some proposition in the question and answer section of Zoom. Anybody? Christina wrote Bonn, others Düsseldorf, 2 times Düsseldorf. Yes, exactly. The capital city of North Rhine-Westphalia is Düsseldorf. Third questions. What is the biggest NRW city in terms of inhabitants? We're back to the topic. Is it Cologne? Is it Düsseldorf? Is it Munich? Or is it Dortmund? As a hint, there's one city which is not part of North Rhine-Westphalia. Somebody wrote Cologne, Cologne, 2 times Cologne, 3 times Cologne. You guys know the region better than I do. I'm kidding. Actually, yes, it's Cologne with more than 1 million inhabitants, followed by Düsseldorf, Dortmund, Essen, and Duisburg. For last question, what is NRW famous for? Is it for the Oktoberfest? Is it for the Lorelei? Is it for the Brandenburger Tor? Or is it for the Carnival? Do you have any idea on that? Maybe some of you were in the region and celebrate or saw this cultural hype pieces. Carnival, I suppose. Carnival, Carnival. 3 times Carnival. Yeah, you know the region, definitely. It's Carnival, as you said. And last question. What is one of the NRW's culinary specialty? Is it the Düsseldorfer Senf? Is it the Westfälischer Pumpernickel? Is it Kölsch? Is it Aachener Printen? Or is it the Flöns? Do you have any idea on that? Somebody wrote in German alles, which means everything. I guess this anonymous people is German, actually. Because yes, exactly, they are all culinary specialty of North Rhine-Westphalia. So if you will be present in the Startup Germany tour next month. Then I hope that you all be the opportunity to enjoy everything because it's part of the local culture. So if you want to have some picture of the different culinary specialties, or to redo the quiz or yeah, to try the quiz one more time, just scan the QR code and train at home. It's possible to do this. So in a few words, who are we? I'm representing NRW Global's business, which is the trade and invest agency of the region of North Rhine-Westphalia. Basically, we are working on three main topics. The first, we try to help the direct acquisition of new investors trying to settle in North Rhine-Westphalia. So we are like a consulting agency for this part. We supporting as well the local industry, of course, the local players of North Rhine-Westphalia, the local companies. When they are doing business abroad, we are helping them through business trips all around the world or participating on some trade fairs, again, all around the world. And the last aspect is that we try to put NRW in the media, like some location marketing is one of the latest aspects that we are covering to put NRW in front of the scene in the different regions that we are covering. So let's jump now into the startup topic, which you are all waiting for. So where to find the startup in Germany? That's not a question for the quiz. I'm gonna answer myself. Well, then you're gonna find 20.8% of all startup of all Germany based in the capital city of Berlin. But then close enough to this, the rest of them are to 18.7% present in North Rhine-Westphalia, which is place number 2. And on the third position, quite a bit further, then it's Bavaria with a 13.4%. So as you can see on the graph, we are place number 2 in terms of concentration of startups in all Germany. If you want to understand the region, then you need to focus on the history of North Rhine-Westphalia, which gonna give you some explanation of how our startup ecosystem is built. For those who do not know that, North Rhine-Westphalia was well known and is well known to be one of the industry heartland of Europe. So we are very industry focused back in the days and still today. And one of the best examples is the major industry sectors in gross added value in North Rhine-Westphalia in 2018 are the metal production, chemistry, mechanical engineering, and manufacturing of plastic, rubber, and glassware. So we can say that back in the day and still today, the industry is the biggest factor of the region. And today we are an industrial region with strong B2B startup focus, because obviously those industry players have to challenge a lot of different topics, and the digitalization is one of them, of course. And for this kind of a challenge, I get a startup has the best solutions for them and are ready to help. So focusing on NRW, then I'm gonna be more focused on industry and energy. You're gonna see that in a few slides. So it explains maybe as well the startup ecosystem of the region and where to find them. So the more greener the area is, the more startup you're gonna find in them. So as you can see on this map, the concentration of startups in North Rhine-Westphalia are in the biggest city, I would say, like Düsseldorf, Cologne, Aachen, Bonn, and spread all over the region. One of the biggest regions is the Ruhr region, which is from Duisburg to Dortmund, crossing Essen and Bochum, for instance, the middle of the map. And of course, do not forget Münster, Bielefeld, and Paderborn, which can be also interesting to look at regarding the startup and digital industry in the region of North Rhine-Westphalia. What are the most sectors of that you can find in North Rhine-Westphalia? When first, the startups in our ecosystem are focused in the software business. Then you're gonna find a lot of them doing e-commerce activities. MedTech is on the third place regarding the different branches that you can where our startup was focusing on. Then the food industry, the industry, mobility, HR, EdTech, PropTech, and gaming. We, of course, are home to startup champions, and the best example that they are all spread up around the different regions and on the different hubs that I mentioned before. So from Münster to Bonn, you're going to find all our startup champions like Flaschenpost in Münster, which is concentrating his activity on e-commerce and logistics. Then regarding the artificial intelligence, you're going to find AI.Dopt in Bochum, which is based in the Ruhr region that I mentioned before. Then regarding the creative industry, we're going to find Tonies, based in Düsseldorf. Back to artificial intelligence and EdTech, you're going to find a big player, which is DeepL in Cologne. Regarding the e-mobility, you need to go to Aachen to find Ego. And then regarding the enterprise architecture management, you're going to find Lean IX, which is based in Bonn. So just to give you a few examples. We are home to happy startups. That's not me. I'm not saying that myself. It's just based on a study produced by PricewaterhouseCoopers last January, showing that 74% of startups in North Rhine-Westphalia rate their ecosystem as very good, which is more than the average value of all Germany, which is by 58%. What they mostly like their proximity to university, the networking opportunities with other startup founders, the economic policy initiatives like the hubs, the financing opportunities, and last but not least, the training programs for founders. Back to university, as I mentioned just before, we are home to top university. As you can see, you're going to find the biggest one in the biggest city spread all around the region. We are home to 750,000 students spread all around the university. We are home to 26% of all the students of all Germany. And we are focusing our research or the university topics on artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, genetics, sustainable development, renewable energy, machine learning, and analytics. NRW, the region of North Rhine-Westphalia, is home to local hubs. We're counting 5 regional digital hubs, and we are also counting more than 30 initiatives for the digital economy in North Rhine-Westphalia. As you can see on the map, they are spread all around the region, again, from Münster to Bonn, crossing Aachen, Düsseldorf, and Essen. They have some different approach or doing the business differently, but basic line is that they support startup with market access and connect them with medium-sized enterprises and industrial companies. And their offers can vary from one to another, but basically they're offering co-working spaces and dedicated measures. I won't go too much in details regarding the DigiHub because this is gonna be my first guest for today. I have Jan Klein, which is head of startup of the digital hub from the city of Bonn, which give you a more glimpse or a more detailed overview about the activity of the regional hubs and how it could be interesting for you as an international startup to be in touch with them. So Jan, I know that you are here. The digital floor is yours.
Yes, I'm here. Thank you very much. I didn't know that I was going to be first, but that's no problem at all. It's a pleasure to be here today. Thank you, Florian, and also the Chamber of Commerce for organizing this event. Maybe a couple words about myself. My name is Jan, as you can also see on the slide, and I'm working within the startup ecosystem for about 10 years now. And I've experience as a founder, so I founded my own startup straight after university. I went to the High-Tech Gründerfonds, which is like a local venture capital fund based in Bonn, actually the most active seed investor, and I think in the top 10 all over Europe, also located in North Rhine-Westphalia. Then I went to Berlin, which is also, of course, a big startup hub within Germany, but North Rhine-Westphalia is as well, as you have all heard by now. And yeah, worked in a scale-up, which also became a unicorn. And right now, I am head of startups at the Digital Hub. Florian already said or briefly introduced the hubs, and maybe a couple more words about them. These 5 hubs were founded in 2017 as a state initiative from the Ministry of Economic Affairs, saying like North Rhine-Westphalia, digitalization, startups, here we go, let's do it. We have so many people, as you've also learned in the quiz. We should like make use of this and establish those hubs who can then really work as a hub, having startups, having partners, having internationals, having companies in there, having the universities, and trying to be like a one big physical place where people can meet, where people can exchange ideas. And this is how those hubs were born. And as you can see, we have one in Münster, which is on the top of North Rhine-Westphalia, then two in the middle. One's called the Ruhr Hub for the Ruhrgebiet, the Digi Hub in Düsseldorf. And then we have some colleagues in Aachen, and I'm here now representing Bonn. Not only Bonn, but as we don't have any hub in Cologne, we can actually be representing the whole Cologne-Bonn region, which makes us also quite big. What do we do? We have 2 startup accelerator tracks, and we are also doing early stage startup investments. In these accelerator programs, it are like tracks for 6 months in which startups get support on various different things. You guys can have free office space within our co-working locations. You get a lot of coachings and mentorings with founder workshops and other like I would say like formats where you can like really like gain knowledge and learn and meet new and exciting people. Of course, pitch and event participation possibilities, as well as access to capital. From those 5 hubs, we are the only one who can have these non-monetary benefits, but also invest in startups. So we are working as an early stage investor as well. We invest typically in pre-seed or seed rounds with ticket sizes up to 100,000 euros. In general, we are industry agnostic as long as it is a digital business model, as the name says. Next to our digital program, which is, as I said, industry agnostic, we also set up a track for cybersecurity last year. Currently, teams from all over Germany, and we also had some international entries as well, can apply until the end of March to become part of batch 3. So if anybody's in here doing cybersecurity and is having a startup, come talk to me. And for, in general, all startup interested people, all startups, or also just like people who want to like kind of get into this ecosystem, into the scene, I have one event invitation you guys don't want to miss, which is taking place on the 29th of August, where we are hosting in Bonn the Startup Open Air. And this one is the biggest open air festival all over Germany. And you have the exclusive possibility to become exhibitor for free. Of course, for corporates, we also offer packages, but we have like this huge startup area. We have spots for 100 startups in total. And I would be happy if there are like some startups now within this call. This can be like a great possibility for you guys to get to know the whole ecosystem. Florian is going to be there with NRW Global Business. The other hubs are going to be there. A lot of partners, investors, potential customers. Everyone's gonna be there. So I'm happy to get you guys connected. That would be it for the moment.
All right. Thank you, Jan.
Thank you.
So if you have some question for Jan, just put them in the question and answer part of the chat, and you're gonna be able to respond to it afterwards. And we're gonna share your contact details if any startups present today wants to be part of the Open Air Festival or to be part of your cybersecurity accelerator track. It could be very interesting for them to be there. Thank you.
Thanks.
So let's continue further with the presentation. We are also home to many accelerator programs. One of them is, of course, from the Digital Hub from Bonn with the cybersecurity aspect. I did not mention all of them. I just picked some of them representing a bit the region. One of them is chemstars.nrw, which is an initiative of market-leading companies from the chemical industry and the NRW Chemical Industry Association. Their goal is to promote the startups related to the chemical industry in a 2-week online mentoring program, and they have created something called From Lab to Market, which is the opportunity to present their ideas to high-ranking representatives from science, industry, the capital market, and politics. We also have Do Accelerate, which is connected with the city of Dortmund. It's a compact digital program that's been developed for the companies from Dortmund and the surrounding regions. The goal is to connect the established companies with first-class startups from all over the world. So it could be very interesting for you guys to know this opportunity. They have like innovative focuses on artificial intelligence, machine learning, Internet of Things, data analytics. So if you paid attention to what I said previously in the previous slides, you see that yeah, everything is linked to another like industry or focuses. You find them again in the accelerator programs. Another one is powered by XDEC, which is the Startup Accelerator and Venture Capital Fund. Their goal is to build a strong network and to give startup access to financing and operational know-how. They are partnered with Hightech Gründerfonds, Atiet, Techniker Krankenkasse, and many more big players of the NRW tech scene or big player scene. And that's quite easy for you because you can participate from anywhere. So they're organizing also batches where they're onboarding startups, mostly from Germany, but they are open to international startups as well. So it could be very interesting for you also to know them. And the last accelerator program that I want to mention is related to female founder or women entrepreneurship. It's powered by Start.up Mom, which is a 12-week online mentoring program aimed specifically or dedicated to women and newly mothers. Their goal is to well-founded and practice-oriented startup and successful marketing practices to give them this kind of insights. And it's like a mentoring program from 7 mentors that are gonna accompany the female founders in topics such as business administration, online marketing, or branding. And as well, it's quite flexible. You can participate from anywhere. The women entrepreneurship, or the female founder topic, is for our region very important. So that's the reason why I decided to invite 2 guests. The first one is Rebecca Bracht. You are manager of the startup ecosystem and corporate partnership at Initiativkreis Ruhr, which is in the Ruhr region, obviously. And the second guest, but I don't know if she's online yet, is Vanessa Westphal, which is co-founder of Choosy, but I don't see her online. So, Rebecca,
I am here.
Oh, you're here. Sorry, my bad. I didn't see you on the floor. Okay, then it's perfect. So I just wanted to invite you and just for the audience to know what is NRW doing for female entrepreneurship. I think that Rebecca, you are the best person to know this kind of stuff. And Vanessa, I think it would be very interesting to have your experience as a female founder in the region, how you find this region for your business, and if you have any tips for international startups willing to come to North Rhine-Westphalia.
So I guess I'm just going to start real quick. Thank you so much, Florian. Thank you so much, Dominic, for inviting us, for having the opportunity to talk about female entrepreneurship here in North Rhine-Westphalia. I am Rebecca. I work for the Initiativkreis Ruhr, which is one of the biggest economic alliances here in Germany. So I kind of work as a bridge builder between startups and corporates. So if you're interested in getting to know the corporate scene in the Ruhr area, just feel free to contact me also via LinkedIn. So, but we are talking now about female entrepreneurship, and this is something which is now getting a really, really good topic to talk about because there is so much going on right now in North Rhine-Westphalia. We have all kinds of initiatives, because we know that it's super important to interact and force also females into entrepreneurship. And we created the so-called Hörhut, which is your female town for startups. And so if you're interested in joining, it's a network, it's a physical network where we have events. So if you are interested in coming to North Rhine-Westphalia, and especially to the rural area, we can provide you with contacts to the economy, to coaches, to what we think and know works for you best. And we also do have special initiatives for female entrepreneurs. So we, for example, last year we run a female booster in together with Brick. And this is why I know Vanessa so well, because she was one of our founders who took part in this program. So yeah, we know that females do found differently and they work different as just male teams. So if you're interested, just contact me. And yeah, I'm just gonna pass over real quick to Vanessa, because she is the one who actually founded a startup here in this area, and she pretty much knows everything about female entrepreneurship.
Thanks, Rebecca. And thanks, Florian, for having me. Yeah, nice to meet you all. Same invitation as Rebecca said goes out to all of you. If you have any questions about coming to North Rhine-Westphalia, about hiring there, let me know. We can connect via LinkedIn. Feel free to reach out. Yeah, I'm co-founder of Choosy. We're a consumer tech company. And we're actually fully remote. Thus, we ended up hiring also in North Rhine-Westphalia as well. So I think that shows that salary is quite competitive, or the market there for hiring is quite good, actually. That would also be one of my recommendations that I have for you when you're looking to hire and start in Germany. It's really a good place to be. I've lived in Berlin. Kind of come from the south also, so I've also lived in Munich before, and I really know the ecosystem in all of these 3 hubs in Germany. There's really these 3 that you should know, and of course there's also exchange among those hubs as well. Founders are quite well connected. Also, if you enter the scene, you'll see that. Yeah, what I can recommend is make use of the local hubs that Florian also mentioned. We ourselves are part of some of them, and you don't always have to be physically there in order to leverage the network. Of course, we're always happy for every new member that joins. It also brings network in turn, so it's always an exchange. Yeah, that's about it, I think. The most important aspects. Yeah, really, if you have any very, very specific questions, feel free to reach out. Definitely make sure to check out also the incubators, depending on the stage of where your company is at. I don't know that for all of you, but there are different incubators also in North Rhine-Westphalia, and it makes a lot of sense to look at these also in terms of funding. Sometimes there are government programs that are good to support funding rounds, basically, and some of them are open not only for startups who are from North Rhine-Westphalia, but also international, European, and then supported by North Rhine-Westphalian, the government of Germany, actually.
Do you have any tips for our international guests regarding events that they don't want to miss in the region of North Rhine-Westphalia, or maybe related to female founder, but not only, for the startup industry in general?
Not related to the startup, well, that's very industry specific. I'm sure all of the founders who are attending know their industry much better than I do. For us, I mean, in my case, Rebecca also mentioned the Hörhut already, and there are some startup events, of course, that are industry agnostic.
I was thinking of the Hoch Summit, because I think you are part of Hörhut, and I was just trying to pushing for the information. So
So the Ruhr Summit is definitely one of them. But if you're looking for events outside of the startup industry, of course, I wouldn't know the industry specifics.
But to just slide into that, my personal recommendation, as I work in the startups ecosystem for 7 years now, I personally, my recommendation is look for the big startup events, such as the World Summit, such as the festival that Jan just mentioned. There are various startup events during the whole year, and I know that especially Dominik Stute and also Florian know them very, very well. So if you're interested in that, just go have a look, and especially for the World Summit, because we do have an event there, which is the Herhood Town at the World Summit. I'm totally happy to see some faces maybe from here and also get an international connection, because this is something that we are working forward on, because we know that this ecosystem here needs international connections as well. It's always a combination of both, from working here locally and regionally, but also internationally.
Am I allowed to jump in? It was not the plan, so sorry, Robert, but if you mentioned, you mentioned the
just jump up.
it wasn't the plan that you see me, but yeah, we have an offer on a Rose Summit where we are partner as Chamber, and we are have an international town there, and together with our economic development agency in Dortmund, we will invite international startup to have a space at our booth. And we will offer this for free, and we will cover 3 days of accommodation as well here in the rural area. So that's so very spontaneously, but if you're interested in this offer,
was a perfect input, Dominik.
Yeah.
So that's something that we can concretely offer to our international guests, and yeah, that's
so great conference. And if you want to join, just give me a sign. I will put out my video again.
Anything else that you want to add, Rebecca, Vanessa?
No, that was so good. Thank you, Dominik, for the spontaneous overtake here. We also do have some slots for startup or female startups. So maybe there's like I can offer one slot. So first come first serve here, but we do not offer recommendations. So maybe you just should take Dominik's offer here. So thank you so much. No, I don't have anything to offer, just the invite to contact me via LinkedIn. And yeah, looking forward for some females to come to the rural area and North Rhine-Westphalia in general.
Yeah, same from my side. Feel free to reach out, and looking forward to meet some new faces.
All right. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, Vanessa. And basically, regarding the different startup event that we are organizing in the region, just check the different DG hubs that I mentioned before, because every DG hub has its own startup festival or startup event, talking to Future Tech Fest taking place in Düsseldorf, the Open Air Festival in Bonn, the Hoch Summit in Bochum, and many more. So just have a look at them, because there's quite a few. So we are jumping now to the topic that NRW would be interesting for you as an international startup to find your future clients. And talking about future clients, I'm thinking about big players, and maybe you know some of them, maybe you know that some of them are located in North Rhine-Westphalia, but willing to expand into Germany and to be present in the region of North Rhine-Westphalia gives you the opportunity to find and to meet them quite easily, because you're all sharing the same locations. So you're going to find in the telecommunication industry, Deutsche Telekom in Bonn and Vodafone in Düsseldorf, for instance. But big player of the food or the retail industry like Metro in Düsseldorf, or in the chemistry industry like Henkel, also in Düsseldorf. And in the energy sector, you're going to find some players like RWE, E.ON, Air Liquide, spread around between Düsseldorf and the Ruhr region. Finding new customers is also important to be present at some trade fairs. Well, the German people in general like to do business on trade fairs. The good news for you guys is that if you are present in North Rhine-Westphalia, you're gonna be very close to some of the biggest trade fairs around the world organizing in North Rhine-Westphalia. So I've listed some of them. It's not exhaustive list, but actually that's some of the biggest that you can find in our region. In January, you're going to find BOAT in Düsseldorf, which is around the maritime industry. And then the ISM around the food industry in Cologne, more specifically around sweets. Then regarding the energy sector, you're going to find eWorld, Energy and Water in Essen. The retail tech has its trade fair called Eurosys or Euroshop in Düsseldorf, and the EdTech industry has its Didacta trade fair in Cologne. Then further in the year, you're going to find Provine, which is taking place this month in Düsseldorf regarding, obviously, wine. Later, you're going to find Interpact, which is around packaging in Düsseldorf. For the creative industry, we have like the leading trade fair regarding video games called Gamescom taking place in Cologne, as well as Zukunftspersonal regarding the human resources topic. And regarding the digital marketing and e-commerce sectors, you're going to find Demexco, all three based in Cologne. Later in the year, in October, you're going to find the EdTech Next Summit in Bielefeld. You're going to find the Spiel Essen regarding board games in Essen, which is one of the biggest trade fair regarding board games. The K trade fair for the plastic and rubber industry. And then, of course, Medica, one of the leading health and medical medtech trade fair in the world, taking place yearly in Düsseldorf. And the Anuga, which is taking place every 2 years regarding the food and beverage industry, took place last year. For the next edition will be in 2025. So every information that I told you about regarding the different hubs, the initiatives, the accelerator programs, incubators, and so on, you're going to find everything in a nutshell on one website. It's going to called Grün.NRW. It's an interactive map, and I encourage you to go there to put this website on your favorite, because you're going to find every players of the startup ecosystem industry in one page. So it's quite easy for you to find everything and all the contact details in one address. As I mentioned before, I just wanted to close up my presentation with the Startup Welcome Package, which is like a so-called product that we're gonna offer to international startups in the next few months. What is the Startup Welcome Package? Well, basically it's a grant, and we as NRW Global Business wants to support international startup with a grant up to a maximum amount of 10,000 euro per startup. And as an international startup, you can use the 10,000 euros to spend on two aspects. The first aspect that you need to use this money to be present physically in a co-working space somewhere in North Rhine-Westphalia for 90 days. Others said 3 months, but it's not an option, it's mandatory, but you have, of course, if you want to stay longer, then you can. Then the second aspect where you can spend the 10,000 euro is for consulting services. I'm talking about lawyers, I'm talking about tax advisors, I'm talking about B2B services to boost your sales and to boost your business in Germany. You are basically the target group of the Startup Welcome Package, because we are looking for, or we will look for startup and scale up younger than 10 years old. You should be registered in your home country and already generates turnover in your home country. At the time of the application of the Startup Welcome Package, you should not be a registered company in Germany, nor has a business location here. And you need to prove at the time of the application that you have the clear intention to be active on the German market in the long run, and at some point establish a company or a business location in our region of North Rhine-Westphalia. Do we have some selection criteria for the startup welcome package? Well, yes, we have, but they are quite open, I would say. First, we are looking for startup with a high degree of innovation and scalability of the business model. Then we are looking for startup with possible positive effects for the business location of North Rhine-Westphalia. We're going to take a closer look of what you are actually doing and offering. And then you should be quite okay with the sustainability plan of the federal state of North Rhine-Westphalia. So any startup pushing the sustainability aspect of their business model can have a better chance to get the 10,000 euro grant. That's a teasing. As I say, we are in the last preparation to launch this so-called startup welcome package, which will happen, I hope, in the next few weeks or month. So if you have some question around the startup topic or the startup ecosystem of the Federal State of North Rhine-Westphalia, do not hesitate to contact me. If you want to get the info first when the startup welcome package will be launched, just do not hesitate to send me an email to schnitzler@nrwglobalbusiness.com, and I will put you on my list, and you're going to be the first to have the information as soon as it's going to be live. It's the end of the presentation. We have a few minutes left for question and answers to me, to the guests that we had today. Just use the question and answer function of the chat or of the Zoom, sorry, if you want to have some information, and we're going to try to respond to them as close as we can. When this question is, how is the innovation degree assessed? Does it necessarily imply the use of new technology, or would you consider an innovation of the business model as well? Well, we are mostly focused on new technologies at first, but if you can prove the innovation of the business model, we can have a look at it, and we have some criteria. We have other criteria to rate the different startup that can apply to the startup welcome package. So basically, try your luck, I would say, and if you explain how the innovation of your business model or how innovative your business model is, we can consider your application anyway. The second question is when we expect to hear back from you regarding our application. Well, basically, there's no batches regarding the startup welcome package. It's going to be on the first come, first served basis. So we're going to look at your application as soon as you apply for. We need, of course, some time to review them. So I would say that if you were applying, then in a 2 weeks basis, you're going to have a reply from us regarding a go or a no-go from our side. I have a question from Bina BioX from Malaysia. Can you advise if the startups need to be based in NRW only? If the question is related to the startup welcome package, no, this startup welcome package is only dedicated to international startup with no legal entity in Germany. So if you do not have Bina BioX Germany yet, then you could be a great candidate for the startup welcome package. The next question is, what are the priorities criteria of the NRW based on which you assess the positive effect of the startup business on the NRW region? Well, the positive effects is, of course, for us, it is important to know if you want to stay more than 3 months. So at the time of the application, we will just have a closer look at this information. What are your strategy plan actually for the German market? That's something that we're gonna ask in the application form. Just to know if you, in the long run, will create an entity in North Rhine-Westphalia, because that's our goal basically for the startup welcome package, is of course to make the region attractive for international startups, to think about our region when you're thinking about opening a business in Germany. And the positive effect is of course that you have, as I said, some sustainability aspects on your technology or on your business models. That's something that gonna be more assessed when we are gonna see the applications. So yeah. So I don't see any questions anymore. If you have some other question related to the startup welcome package or not, if you want to, as I said, be the first to know when it's going to be available, just drop me an email in the email that, as you can see on my screen, and I will put you on my list and you'll be the first to know when it's going to be live. Otherwise, for me, it was a pleasure for me to explain a little bit more about NRW and his startup ecosystem. And I hope that we're going to be able to see each other in North Rhine-Westphalia during the Startup Welcome, the Startup Germany tour, or digitally. I think no, it's no problem for me to settle a video call if you want to have some more information about our region, the startup ecosystem, or the startup welcome package. So thank you very much for joining us today, and see you soon.